Whoa, early morning hair.
Breakfast. Good morning. So today is Tuesday, March 5th, and I guess Dr. Phil is going to release some new stuff today. Maybe he's already released it. And I haven't been involved in this Chris Watts case at all. If you guys, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thanks for joining this morning. I'm still having, look, y'all get to do something that I don't normally let people do. Visit me while I'm eating, but I have a busy day ahead of me. So thanks for joining Dad with a Phone. If you haven't already, hit like and subscribe. So I'm just going to jump right in. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Today I'm going to visit the Chris Watts case. I haven't really looked into this case because I wasn't some crime sleuther or some dad that followed these crimes. I haven't really followed other crimes even up until just the Kelsey case. Now I'm interested in a couple of crimes, and I'm going to be looking at the Kelsey case. Obviously, I'm going to look at the Joshua Maddox case, the Mindy Lee case. And now I've kind of been sucked into the Chris Watts case only because it now has like a rebirthing going on. And I've made some friends with some really smart people like Jay is for Justice. And Jay has really informed me about the case and what went down. I've even done some video editing to help her with her own little her own content about this case. Today, though, it just so happened that I'm getting paid a lot of money to go to Northern Colorado to work on an LED wall. I do big LED walls, video projection, video storytelling, outside of all the beautiful stuff I do for you guys. I'm just teasing. So I had to be up in Northern Colorado, and I asked her last night, I was like, well, what's the address for Chris Watts' house where all this went down? And she told me, and I was like, I'm going to be 10 minutes from there, 15 minutes at max. I said, I'm definitely going by there. And then that took me down the rabbit hole to learn more and more about the Colorado dad, the Colorado murderer, the Colorado killer, whatever they want to call him. What triggers? So like, I'm going to approach this from a different way than anyone else. You know, I want to ask the questions. Why does someone do this? What in our society, or is it just he was a psychopath all along and it happened, or was it something that changed, something that clicked, something that he allowed in? And what triggered a dad to kill his kids and his wife? And so I'm going to talk about it all day, whether it be in the car, whether I be sitting right in front of Chris Watts' house. I'm going to go to Chris's house today. I shouldn't probably say that out loud because people are going to, hopefully nobody gets upset at me. Anyway, we're going to do a live right in front of Chris's house. I want to talk about, I don't necessarily want to talk about the details of the case. I kind of want to talk about who he was and why. Why would you do these things? So, lust for the mistress. Some don't have the parenting instinct. All kinds of already. Look, y'all already started with motive. So, I'm eating sausage. Thank you, Laura, Miss Daly. What else we got? The why. So Dad with the Phone is going to try to dig into the why behind the murder. How's that pup? That pup is from the devil. Muffin's on my devil list right now. Most pups are. I know. Last night, that dog kept me up all night. I was sleeping right next to my bed because I'm the only one that'll deal with it. And so at nighttime, in the morning, everybody loves the pup. Oh, the pup is so cute. The pup is so cute. Shoot. I got to roll here in 30 minutes. I'm eating my breakfast and I'm talking with you guys. I normally don't eat on camera. Nobody likes to be filmed while they're eating. Trust me. I have been behind the camera for 20 years. Nobody likes to be filmed while they're eating. Not even me. The kid thing is hard because, like, I know that this isn't healthy to do, and I don't even know why I got these on. It's not like I'm talking to y'all. I'm not listening to myself. The kid thing's real hard to do, to think about as a dad. Like, when I look at the only the only way to think about it is to put yourself in that position. I did this with Patrick's case. My wife was sitting right here. I was having a discussion with my wife. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm sitting here having this discussion with anyone. But I asked the question to myself, what would drive me to kill my wife? And I said, well, the only thing that I can think about is if there was a real fear in my life that somehow I was going to lose my children. Like, and this isn't a road that I suggest a lot of people go down, because once you entertain things, or even once you give them a place and a section in your heart, your life will change. And so I asked this of myself, with the Kelsey case. What would drive me to do that? The only thing that came to my mind, the only thing that came to my head was, well, if for some, oh, they're just yelling at each other in fun. There's yelling going on in my house, and I'm like, why are they yelling at each other? But they're just playing some game. Is if my wife said she was going to try to take the kids, and there was some sort of fear in my life that would drive me. And I was asked the same story by a couple of interviews I did. Well, what do you think his motive was? And the only way to get to a motive is to actually put yourself in the shoes of that person. Now, most people can't go there and shouldn't ever go there. Today, I'm going to go as close as I can. See, I don't know how to fathom the things that we're hearing happened. I don't even know how to fathom what happened, more or less the things that we're hearing about happening. And so the only way to actually do that is just to put yourself in that mindset. What would drive you to do what happened? What would drive you to do that? A lot of us can't get there. A lot of us can't get to the point where we could even understand that, just simply because that's not in our nature. And it's really not in the nature of people. When you think about babies, it's really fun to think about puppies. When you think about puppies and babies and infants and small children, a lot of times there is this instinct within all of us. If we see a kid run out in the street, whether that's our kid or not, we have an instinct to get involved. If we see someone at picking on children, or picking on maybe a parent abusing their child in public, or yelling or screaming or whatever, there is this instinct to protect the innocent, the little ones. There is something that is built within us all. Some have a greater instinct, some have a lesser instinct, but it is built within us all to have this. And if it isn't built within you, well, you should probably see a psychiatrist because I'm not a doctor. But so to be able to get past that instinct, to be able to look past what is already naturally built within you, you have to imagine that it wasn't there. You have to imagine that it wasn't there. And I have 3 kids. And so when we start talking about a father who did this to his family, I'm right there. I'm the white American. I wish everything was perfect in my life, but it's not. So I look around and go, this is the life in which I'm living. I have a pretty perfect life. I live in the mountains of Colorado. I work for myself. I have a beautiful wife of 15 years this month. We were married on March 22nd. I have 3 beautiful, healthy kids. And yet I asked myself, well, this is the same situation maybe he was in. Now, I haven't watched all the videos. I haven't gone through all the social media. I haven't gone through all the in and outs of this. I have only learned of this case through other YouTubers. And so Dad hasn't dived into an investigation. So if you think I'm going to come up with some new clue, all the clues are out. All the evidence is out. This is a case that's already been gone through the court system. A man's been convicted. A man is serving a life sentence in prison. And then all of a sudden he decides to speak. Now the rumors and the stories have come out that maybe he found Jesus. Do I think that finding a religion, finding a God, finding a higher power will compel people to confess their wrongdoings? Absolutely. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I actually believe that the confession is more important than even finding God. Now, a lot of people are going to get mad at that statement, especially a lot of Christians, quote unquote Christians. Christians believe that you have to do something. You have to make this physical confession act. You have to confess these words to fall into this category of being a Christian. The Holy Scripture, the Bible in which they believe, actually says that you're set free by the word of your testimony, by the word of your story. So the idea that Chris Watts can feel some freedom from this confession is like what I like to say, is as true as gravity. Now, whether or not you believe that to be true, whether or not I believe that to be true in Chris's life, has nothing to do with it. Ancient writings and in my own life, if you confess your wrongdoings, your actions, there is this freedom that is set forth in other places. Whether it's felt in your own life when it happens from another person, it is felt in their life. And so the motive for this confession on Dr. Phil, or this confession with investigators, that motive is no mystery to me. I can answer that motive. I just answered that motive. His motive is to have some sort of freedom. And whether you believe it or not, when he confesses out whatever it is. And the funny thing is the question will be, do we believe it to be the truth that he's confessing? Well, why would a man confess to killing his kids? It's not going to get him freedom in the physical. It's not going to give him freedom from jail. It may give him a TV. I don't know the deal he made for this confession, or if he made a deal at all. I hope they make that clear. I hope they tell us, like in this full interview that may have already aired somewhere, I don't even know. I hope they tell the story of why he's given this confession. Now, I believe the rumor is he found Jesus and this is why he's given this confession. But if there's any other motive, that he's going to get moved, that he's going to get moved closer to home, that it's going to somehow give him some sort of privileges, Well, then you look at that confession for what it is. It's a bargaining chip. It's not a confession for his freedom internally. Now, if the claim is he found Jesus, he's a Christian, and he's given this confession, well, this makes total sense to me. I understand this story. The old Proverbs have written, it's by the confession. This is why the Catholics believe in confession. This is why 100 reasons why. I'm telling you, if you go home today and you start confessing out loud, even in your own room, the things that you've done wrong, whether it be I yelled at my kids or I did a wrongdoing to someone else, if you yell and confess that out loud in your own room, you'll have some sort of freedom in your life. So I'm not after the motive of why he's confessing. I want to look at the dark motive, the motive behind what happened and the motive behind that crime. What drove him to do such horrid things to his children? And then what would flip it? How could he flip so quickly? 4-5 months later, all of a sudden he wants freedom in his own life. Not freedom in the physical, but freedom from the torment at night. See, that's what he's battling with on a daily basis. Not the prison walls that hold him in Wisconsin. He's dealing with the bars that run from floor to ceiling in his own heart. And so that's the freedom Chris is seeking with a confession. I'd like to know the motive that drove him to how he got there. And until we understand that in our own lives and in people's lives around us, these things will continue to happen. Continue to happen all over the world. So today, we visit the motive. As we sit in front of his house today, we're going to ask the question, what drove a man to kill his family? My name's Michael. You're watching Dad with a Phone. Hit like, subscribe. I didn't even read y'all's questions and comments. I'll go back and find out all that later. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, and go like someone else today just because you can, right? Make yourself feel better. Say a confession out loud. Not to a God, not to a universe. Just say it out loud and feel the release in your heart. I'm talking about your own confession, something you've done, something in your own life that you know you've done wrong. Confess it out loud. It'll make you feel better. I promise. I promise you.